Can you believe we are here?
Yeah, it's been a journey, really, isn't it? It's weird. It's a weird old journey, but it's been from when we first spoke and you being here. It's been.
When was that? What month?
I think it's about 8-9 months ago.
Was it?
So time has fly. When you get older, time does fly a little bit quickly.
But from there, when I first did the podcast with you, I knew speaking with you, the energy, it went so well.
Yeah.
I wanted to make an effort to continue our relationship.
Yeah.
But I did not think that 6 months later, we're going to fly to a country
I think,
and meet each other in person.
I think I didn't know you were so into training, and you do obviously your triathlons. So obviously but that's another connection with the fact I train, you train, you've got your Whoop. I love my Whoop. I love data. And also the interest of the obsession and addiction and that whole training thing and understanding it, which even I'm still finding out by speaking to people and understanding. I understand more about the way I train now, and I find it, fascinating that I understand the obsession and the addiction, and I can see now how. Well, that's the connection. You do triathlons, and I think anyone who does that seriously has to have a bit of an addiction.
Yeah.
To be on the top 1%, you've got to have a different mentality. You can't. And they're the same people that I think, if they were, had a bad addiction, they would have problems. I think often of Bradley Wiggins, who won the Tour de France.
I think you mentioned him.
Yeah, he won the Tour de France, then had a big problem afterwards with substances, and now, if you see him now, he's gone back into training. He's jacked. So he
won the Tour de France.
He won the Tour de France, and he was.
This is pre-addiction.
This is a UK dude. This is pre-addiction.
Okay.
So obviously,
addiction.
Then stopped, and then had that thing he needed to feed. I totally understand. I'm not sure everybody has it, but I think, and that level where I'm not comparing myself to the one, but I know that I've replaced my bad addiction to a good addiction, apart from I use the word obsession, because I think addiction is something you're not in control of, whereas
I like that.
Exercise you are. And I think it's a unique thing because obviously data as well. I've got good data. So I know when I can't train because my Whoop would tell me you're in the red. And I used to ignore it, and now I don't, because if I ignore it, then I train and I feel myself getting flat. So and I think I've mentioned in the last few days about confidence. So when you've got good, if you know that your Whoop is telling you that you're in the green, at my age training, if I'm running on a treadmill or something, when I'm putting my heart rate up to the red, I know I'm not. I would have fear that, mate, you're gonna, your heart's gonna pop, your engine's gonna blow up here. But when you know your VO2 levels high, my VO2 levels at 50, my HRV, when I know I've got that data, it's just supporting that, mate, you're good to go. So it gives you the confidence. I would never be able to train the way I'm training without knowing the data's telling me I'm not gonna die. You're gonna be all right. Whereas I would be scared, thinking, you got to take it easy. I found out I used to play a lot of squash, and I had to play squash, and I think some days I'd go so hard that I'd be worried that I'm going to conk out. So having data...
Yeah, because there's a point, like in fitness, business, like financials, there's a point where they call it's like the point of diminishing returns.
Right.
Does that make, you've ever heard that before?
Well, that sounds like overtraining, basically.
Overtraining?
Yeah.
It's like, I use this in like an American reference. Like if you get over $10 million... like that's the point of like monetary. After $10 million, it's like your life really doesn't
make much difference.
Doesn't make much difference.
Unless you're Elon Musk and then you want to go to Mars.
Yeah, that's a little.
and you're building spaceships.
Right. But for an average person, like the diminishing returns is like, if you get so big, you get too big, you can't even move.
Well, I've experienced, not to that level. I experienced making a lot of money, and I got to. My 40th, that's when I started. But I kind of stopped.
What was the biggest year you think you had?
What's about a year? I think I was probably, my turnover was about 650 grand.
Wow. That's net?
Gross. That was gross. But I was, I had 30 flats, and I was generating 20, and I was having like 20 grand a month coming in. But it made me, I just stopped, and I was partying I didn't realise. When I look back now, I look at the level I wasn't laying any more bricks. I think before that time, I was raving. I was doing any coke, but I was doing the rave scene, so I was doing loads of ecstasy. And then I stopped in my 30s and 40s, and I got trained, playing squash. I was addicted to squash. I was playing many hours, 2 hours on the backhand, 2 hours on the forehand, been obsessed. And then I suddenly got to 40 and had this midlife crisis, panic, did a line of coke, didn't even think it was going to really affect me, but it kind of was, it had moments. It's two storms. One of them was when my mother passed, and that's when cocaine was like, well, you've got cocaine, you know, your mother passed, go back. And the other one when I got involved, a particular deal with I thought was a friend, and it was a bit of a scam, and then I lost everything rapidly. And then coke was like, mate, and I was married at the time, my wife, everything was supernova. Then there was COVID, and then I'm on my own with my aunt thinking, right, you know what, coke, come on, Paul, come here, and then that was another really, really bad time. But I really understand the this is why I talk about obsession and addiction, because I would honestly say that I always had an addictive personality. It's just I didn't realise how good it can be and how dangerous it can be. I understand when it's good, if it's a good thing, which I'm doing now, it's okay. Someone like me should never ever do cocaine or any drug, because I will go balls deep into it. So I think there's certain people.
It's like me too in certain things, not like drugs, but I know there's like some things that I don't even want to try, because if I try it, I know I'm gonna like not get addicted, but like get obsessive and buy equipment for this, and it's just like a trend, like a hack, like a trend. Like when I was a kid, my parents probably hated me because I always had these like different trends. Like I want to be a drummer. So it's like, give me all the drums.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks. And I'm like, fuck the drums. What do I want to do now? Oh, give me a skateboard. I'll get addicted to skateboarding for 2 weeks. And it's like, what's the next thing? So now as I get older, time is so crucial.
But do you have a stage with something it's not like I had stuff which it's horrific when you got something you cannot control and you want to get rid of it. See, when you've got a drug which you know and you want to get rid of it, and you convince you not, and then it comes back, and the insanity of it. It's when you're not in control. Yeah. You were talking about a friend of yours, you know, when there's something comes in and then they become something you could never imagine that young boy would become who he is.
And that's not him, that's the
demon.
Yeah,
so the demon takes over. If you ever see someone on the street, we saw someone the other day, you know, on the street.
She literally dropped down.
Right. You would never ever, she was a young girl once, she might have smoked a joint, but she would never look in the future and see herself rolling on the floor on the street in Amsterdam knowing that would happen.
Yeah.
And that's because the demon has taken over. She can't control it. And I think when you get a drug, it can assimilate you completely. And it gets to the stage where you lose everything, which pretty much I did. I lost an awful lot. And then what happens then, the drugs becomes your way of escape. So you end up doing more and more because you want to escape the pain. And then you add other things like Xanax and Valium, and then you stay in this fucking mad world and you can't deal with the problems, so you slide more and more. Alcohol, I think, can be the similar thing where you just want to... An alcoholic, it's not... I saw a program with... I can't remember the guy, and he was explaining... The actor was in Friends, and he was talking about being an alcoholic.
Oh... I saw the documentary.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen.
Not Charlie Sheen. It was the other actor in Friends. McConaughey? Not McConaughey. I can't remember, but he was talking about being an alcoholic, and there was a guy, some English dude going, you know, it's a decision, you can make it. And he said, I don't want, if I touch that drink, I cannot stop. Yeah. So I'm saying people would never think that. Alcohol is a sneaky one because it's so accepted. So people... Have a little drink. I mean, I think, you know, I was drinking a part of my journey. When I was by myself and worse, I was drinking bottles of red wine. And to calm down, I'd drink a bottle of Baileys and add in all the other things. Damn. But if you carry on, and you become something. That's what I was saying about you mentioned your friend and how he became that. But no one would think they would become... You don't start. Because some people may be able to take it and leave it. Yeah. Some people will go out and do a little line of shovel, no problem. But some people can't say no. And there's different users. You get someone that talk load of shit. Some people gamble. Some of it's hookers and prostitutes. Right. Some of it's fucking just in the garage, looking out the window. They're coming to get me. They're coming to get me. I did a podcast with Richard, was one of those. He's like, they're coming to get me. What the fuck is going on? Yeah. You know? And some people can just go do a line and leave it. I'm one of those ones but I really understand the addiction, and like I said, I can use it now it's hard to say with training, because I am addicted to training, and I can train I can train for 6 hours, and people think, but I can train from, I did a Whoop thing. I'd train from 8 o'clock in the morning till 9, but it was a bit of an over.
In the morning till 9 p.m.
Because I was trying to get. I saw the strain. So there's people on the strain, and I'm thinking, I'm 7. I was like 15th, and I think, nah. So I'm thinking, I wanted to get them, so I'm running around it. But it was too much. Like every day. Like David Goggins. I mean, I respect what he does, because he has the ability to handle pain, but I wouldn't say it's particularly healthy to run 200 miles in your 50s.
On broken knees and stuff.
Well, what's he going to do? Yeah. He can't carry on.
I think it's less, I don't think he cares about, and this is to kind of get off topic, but I think it's just for him, it's like a mental thing. For him, he has to just keep going, because he's probably fighting that demon.
But it's a different thing. I think the addiction I have, which is a good one, is the fact that I know I'm more addicted into data. I'm doing lines of data now. This is the lines of shovel. I want good data. So I'm going, right, okay, my VO2 is at 50. I want to get that higher, it's better. My age has come down from 59 to 48. So how can I get it lower? And I can't do that by doing 200-mile run, because the end of it at 200 miles, my fucking Whoop's going to go, what the fuck have you been doing? Red. It's overtraining. So I want to be able to, I want to swim. I want to do rowing. I want to do hike. Hated cardio. I hated cardio. Now, the cardio becomes like, cardio is where I go into the dark side, because it's where I get that dark energy.
It's like a challenge too, like you're pushing yourself. You can feel the challenge. You can feel the little bitch like, come on, Paul.
Yes.
Slow down. We don't want to do this right now, Paul. Yeah. We don't want to.
Yeah, and when you do that, more than weights, more than anything.
So if you know anybody that would be interested or that would be a good guest for the podcast show, please get us in contact, put us together, or just relay them my information. I would love to sit down and talk to them. And with that, I will continue to do my best to improve my podcasting skills and my interviewing skills to one day bring on bigger guests that you would love to see me collab with.
You come out, you don't get it in the gym. When you walk out the gym, you get that feeling of something. It's like a little high, or it's like a high, especially if you had a sauna as well afterwards. Well, you don't want a sauna and cold plunge, because you can when you're doing cardio. Mm-hmm. If you're doing weights, you don't want to go hot and cold, because it stops your growth. Yeah, but if you do, but that feeling when you come out and you've done a hard cardio, because you feel you've done not only the engine body you've worked on, but you've worked on the,
that's how I felt today.
Body. You've done the engine.
On the cardio, but like just walking out of the gym,
you get that feeling.
That's what I said the other day. You're like, why you're not feeling good, but why are you in the gym? It's because like leaving, you get that feeling.
You get that feeling.
I can't really. It's not like a feeling of like, oh, I did something today. It's more of like
your brain is saying no, and you've challenged it, and the more you challenge it, especially with cardio. I told you we went on an assault bike. You see how many of them there? 7 of them, assault bikes, all lined up, no one on them. You couldn't move the thing because they're rusted in. You've had to clear off the dust. No one wants to get on that. You go on an assault bike and you do a 10K on an assault bike. That's a serious amount of time. You come out of that, it's like, okay, swimming is a thing. I can swim very well, but every time I go to gym, my brain is constantly saying, but Paul, we can't do that today. You've done that. You've overtrained it. It's trying to get its way out. Thinking, so you challenge that, and the more you challenge it, then it becomes the stage where your brain, you kind of override in the brain. It's the same cousin of the fucking Hector who would go, Paul, come on, we'll just get one bag in. We're not going to go mad tonight. I promise you, we're not going mad. It's the same. It's related to the same one. They're going, we don't want to swim today. Come on, take it easy, dude. So I think they are connected. And I'm still, obviously, I'm speaking to people, athletes like yourself, and people that have had problems with addiction. And I'm finding that I'm speaking to Guy Adam in next week, and he's had problems with addiction, gambling addiction, cocaine addiction, many addictions, and he now is training. I've got a friend of mine, Ryan, who's had problems.
The video,
yeah.
Queens?
No, that's Ryan. He's another, but he's Adam's the younger one.
And the black, yeah, he's the one.
Yes.
You could tell by the way he was picking that bar up.
Yeah,
he has something.
It's serious. This guy's 50. Yeah, because he's 56. This is Ryan's 56, but he is. Wow. He's on that mission. The same thing of like that feeds whatever that thing is. So I think there are. I do think with addiction that it gets. You've got the 12 steps, which I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a very good thing that people do. But I think that to just be looked at, it's got such a bad press, and rightly should have a bad press, but it's just understood that people have got a certain addiction. I know, looking back now, because I can see clear, because I don't drink, I don't do anything bad. I take THC, that's the only thing I do. THC, it puts me in flow with gummies. But I can see now, like, oh, right. Whereas before, even when I was drinking, and I was still in that thing. I couldn't. I was still like having a few drinks. I'm not doing it because I'm not going to get pissed today. So I'll get pissed. I can't really. Now I can see it all. I can see like the pattern of what it's all about. Because I know what I do is not normal. I do it because I have a fear of not doing it. I also have a fear if I don't do it. If I don't do it, I'm going to slide.
You said something that was interesting. You said when you first started getting on the shovel, at what...
I love the fact you use the word shovel.
Because one, for like the YouTube thing, it's not the hard C word.
Yeah, the chisel, the shovel, the dicky.
What did we used to call it? Like...
blow.
So long. Blow, of course. We had some more cooler names.
Yeah.
Like alligator tail.
That's a useless one.
I don't know.
Yeah, alligator tail. Sorry, what the fuck is alligator? Gator tail. Sounds like some snake drink.
Yeah. But at what point did you realize, like, oh, this is going bad? Because my first experience
with cocaine.
Yeah, like, because like partying, drinking, dabbling in a little bit of drugs, like, it's all fun and games at first. Like, it's good. Like you said, some people can stop themselves before it gets bad. Do you remember, like, at what point did you realize, like, oh, this is more than just me?
Do you know what it's like? It was like when I first did it, I was under control and I was doing it and leaving it, doing it. It was more social. Then it obviously, when my mum passed, 2015, that's when it went. I'm looking now, there was two storms, and it's when you're. I never forget. I was out all out. Oh, this is fucking mad. So I was gone out on a 2-day bender. Now you got to understand, I've got my son and my missus at home, so I've gone out on 2-day bender.
How old is the son at this time?
He's young, he's probably 3 or something like that. So I've gone out. It's disgusting. So I've gone out, and I remember in the morning, I didn't want to go home. I've been out, staying in this flat. I've got fucking all sorts of madness going on. I've got all mad. But then I'm by myself, and then I'm going back, and I'm in the flat. I'm by myself now. When you're by yourself, and I'm in there, and I'm just in there on my jacks, and there's no enjoyment. There is no enjoyment. There's no endorphin there. I've rinsed everything out of it. There is nothing here. I am not in control. And it's as if, I mentioned it, I know you said, I mentioned this as an analogy, I don't care, I'm going to say it again. It's as if my ship is the Starship Enterprise, right? This is my body, all right? And it's been, the Klingons have beamed onto the ship, a Klingon has beamed onto the ship, locked Captain Kirk into the bridge. So he's in the bridge. Now I can see what's going on, but I can't do anything about it. And the ship, we're in warp drive, the warp's broken, this is broken, everything, there's sparks everywhere, and there's fucking one Klingon, and his name's Hector, and he's racking up lines, and I'm in the brink, I can see, I'm in the brink, Captain Kirk, I'm in there, and I can see what's going on, but I cannot stop it because this killer Young is taking control. So there's nothing I can do. And at the end, after he's destroyed the ship, then he just beams out the ship, lets me out of the bloody thing, and the ship is fucked. The fucking warp drive's gone, so I can't go anywhere. I can't turn anything. Everything is gone, so my auto cruise doesn't work. So if even the doorbell goes, I'm like, everything is broken. So now I've got to start re-picking again. So I put it back together, put that back together, put the warp drive back on, put this in, never going to do it again. The shit's back together. Okay, we got the shit back together. 2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, here comes Hector, the fucking Klingon. He comes in, locks Captain Kirk in the ship so I can see what's going on. And I think that's the madness. And when I talk about, I think maybe even I've never done heroin, not purposely. I think people have those moments. That's why I think when they come out, they get so desperate. They have moments of like, I need to stop. I want to stop. I need anything I can do. But they've been trapped. They've been taken over. They've been consumed by it. And that's what I think that's definitely happened to him with cocaine. And then it just gets to the stage where what I've learned is when I have got rid of this first storm, like you can't just get rid of it. You can't just put it, you think I've got it under control. You have to iron it out. You've got to get rid of it. And I think the second storm that I had, which when I had this so-called friend of mine scamming, I lost it. I started feeling.
What was a scam? Like out of your rent? Like out of
no, I've got still illegal, but I've got it is a deal that was supposed to be a deal and it wasn't, and there was embezzlement going on, and it was
investment, real estate.
It was a particular real estate. I've got to be careful what I say, but it was a particular real estate, and he was a good friend. I was very close with his wife. We'd grown up together. Our children went on holiday together. So I trusted this guy, and it imploded because it caused major problems with my son's mother and my wife. I got married, just everything. So I'm thinking, man, I got so desperate. I was seeing spiritual healers, thinking someone's put but then the cocaine become so the only thing that would track, because all my houses started getting repossessed, almost because I was involved in these bridging companies. He got me involved in that, so I started losing everything I worked for. Started going. Houses in Camden repossessed. My house in Ibiza I lost.
How do you handle it?
I handled it by doing shitloads of cocaine.
I guess you're right.
So I'm handling it with doing cocaine, and then
back now without the cocaine. How do you think?
I don't know. It got dangerous because then I'm doing the cocaine, I'm doing Xanax, I'm doing this to try and land the plane, because the come down was so bad that I thought, right, and then I'd stay in bed for a week because Xanax and Valium, when you come down, you're just in this dream world. Then suddenly reality, I've got the ability to try and deal with my problems, and then depression comes in, and then you start thinking the dangerous thoughts. And I had very, very close to going in I went to a very, very dark place. And I think, and most people say what changed, and it was that rock bottom. Rock bottom was really ironing yourself out. And I got very, very close to that, and to the level where I knew exactly what to do, how to do it. And it was that stage, because I realised that you're stuck in this madness, because you're thinking, well, you can't get out. So yeah, it was really, really a horrific time. Look, and things aren't completely over yet, but I know I have a fear of not training. When I want to stop, I start thinking about that's when I say about the dark side. I think about those dark moments and go, Paul, this is where you were, right? Look where you've come, and you want to fucking stop swimming. Mate, you better carry on. I get so angry. I actually start crying sometimes in the pool. I get emotional that I think that I'm going to stop. So I'll carry on doing another mile, because I know where I was. I know how dark and dangerous things were. And I know when I'm in that pool, I'm so far away from there. So even if I'm in a treadmill, it's a dark place. When I'm in a gym, I'm not a happy person in the gym. When because the pain is related to the pain. So I'm feeling pain. That's why when it comes to cardio, that pain is pain, and I can take the pain that I've had that just says you have to carry on. It's a bit dark. I mean, and I always say there's a light side, but I use a lot of dark energy.
A lot of people do that too. But
do they?
I'm sure a lot of people like. A good friend of mine, Mason, he used to play basketball, college basketball, and we went to a college, Aquinas College in Michigan, and he spoke to the basketball team, the starting team, and his whole message to the team was like to find your inner dark side, that beast inside.
Right. Okay, that's interesting.
On the court, like, yeah, we're here, life's good, we're playing basketball, but like when it comes, like when the whistle blows, like you need to find that fucking anger.
Okay. Well,
bring that out to the court and be that dude. Like, and so I do, even in playing hockey, like that was, like we're on the bench laughing, but as soon as my skate hits that ice, bro, it's like.
So you're finding trauma. It's a trauma.
It could be trauma. It could be motivation. For anybody, for different people, it could be.
But the dark side, I think, is traumatic. Something traumatic that's happened to you that's going, okay, and now you're in this place. Now this place isn't that place.
Right.
So you need to make sure you step up, and you want to fucking stop. Are you mad? You see where you were, bitch. You fucking carry on. And for that, you're doing enough. Goggins must have that stuff when he's running.
Too, but outside the gym, like with work and like video and stuff, and that's like, I guess, yeah, you said it, trauma from not being at a level where you want to be at.
Yeah, it's taking away the comfort, because everything I think related to stopping and not doing it is I just don't want to do it. Everything to ordering Coke and getting more Coke and all that matters is basically I want to do this. Not good for you, but you're going to do it. So it's just ironing it out. I just don't know.
Is there anything else other than like gym in your life that like comes up that you're like somebody like that it's telling like, no, Paul, don't do this, and you do it anyways, like making a phone call to a friend or
I think
having lunch with, I don't know.
I think I've had to go through a period of time where I sort of were isolated, and writing the book was very good because it made me.
I want to dive more into that too.
I think that helped me just. And I got obsessed with that. So I got obsessed with the book to the level where I'm like, okay, I found Nicholas Brooks, the ghostwriter, but I got obsessed.
Yeah, we did a podcast. If you guys
the
last podcast, I think it was 2 podcasts ago with Nick Brooks. Award-winning author and ghostwriter for Paul's
Islands 11. About the cricket, Sri Lankan cricket team. Yeah.
And not just cricket. Now I feel like I'm like a cricket talking to Nick.
Yeah.
I know cricket now.
Yeah.
Try me, buddy.
You sound like Neo. I know cricket. Neo in the Matrix. I know Kung Fu. I know cricket.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, super great talk. And hearing him, what he said about your journey writing the book, hearing it from you is one thing, but hearing it from like a third party is a whole different.
Yeah, it gives it a little bit different perspective, and it was listening to talk about it. It's quite crazy, but I think that was probably, I don't know why I wrote it, and I think
there was no motivation to start a book.
Listen, I've
monetary.
No, I don't know. I mean, I've brought up very Catholic and very religious, and I think you go for a stage where I don't want to go, but for some reason, universe or whatever reasons made me start writing. And the same reason I used to take pictures of myself after these cocaine binges, so I kept those, which. In some ways, when I'm talking about addiction, it's like lots of people talk about addiction. It's all bullshit. Yeah. But it's not a nice thing to be addicted into a bad thing. But for some reason, I took these pictures. I think when things got dangerous, I started doing it then. I think for some reason, I don't know why I did it. I can't explain why I did it, apart from something told me to start writing. I'll take, because I'm dyslexic, so I'd take notes. I'd talk into my phone and put the notes. That's how it'd work. And then I'd convert that into words, and then it got piled up so big. And then in the end, I realised I couldn't convert it into. It was so much of it, and that's why I ended up having to get Nick to go, look, I've got all this stuff. And can he, because it's so much, and he managed to compress it down.
I wonder how, like, was he just locked in a room just reading hours and hours of Paul?
Because he obviously he's a writer, so he can just see, but he managed to see something, and I didn't. It was a lot of it where I was trying to. I don't know why I did it, and then couldn't stop, and I found it helped me stop, because when I got to that horrible place, and then I lived in Ibiza for a while in a caravan to just try and get away from everything, and that's when it really went into. So I started doing writing, and I started training. So I was writing, training, and then then the training got addictive. And the writing, but they were sort of complementing each other. Like if I train as much, and then I'd write, and I'd train one day and write, and then it would just come together. And then obviously sending over to Nick gave me more confidence, because I was thinking, you can't fucking write, Paul. But then he gave me more confidence, because he was going, right, that's good. So he started shaping it, because he would say at the beginning, I didn't have a voice, and then suddenly I did, because he was going, and then I found out, right, okay. Because if anyone turns around who says, you can write, that can write as an award-winning writer, then it makes you, same with me training. It's like, me doing what I'm doing now. When you see my data's telling me, Paul, you're sweet. You're actually, you're seventh came second once in the whole group out of 64,000 people. You're second. I'm thinking, dude, insane. That's not bad for a 59-year-old. That's not age-related. So that gives you confidence. So I think, but it's extreme stuff. Everything's been very extreme. I think my life from the day I was born has been quite extreme. The fact that my mother didn't think I was going to pop out. Yeah.
Every time I hear it, bro, I'm sorry. I just think of the video where it's like, pop out, Mr. Woosh.
No, it certainly wasn't.
The book. Nick's book, I want to say it took him 6 years from start to publishing.
Well, mine's been about the same distance.
That's such like, I'm trying to put it in my world, like that's like me doing one video project for 6 years, keeping up with the footage, keeping up with where am I at even.
Yeah, but you see, when you're writing a book, what he was writing.
It's for your book though.
No, but it wasn't, it's a bit like if you go into a house that's got 50 rooms, right?
Yeah.
And someone goes into that, you go into the house and say, right, you've got to paint the whole house. You're going to go, fuck off, right? It's going to be too. But if you just go one room at a time or one wall at a time, but you're not looking for the ending. You're just going to go that bit. And I find it interesting also where you are. I went to Mexico, I couldn't write. I went to Ibiza, I could write. I couldn't write. I thought I'd be sweet writing here. I couldn't write at all. Really? So being in an environment you are, it helps. And then there's times I could write and times I couldn't, because you can't just turn your brain on and go, give me that information. Sometimes London and Ibiza, and it would be somewhere quiet around the caravan was where it started. But you can't. I never thought it would ever end. I never thought it was going to finish. I didn't write it to get an ending. I just started writing. It started coming, and then Nick got involved. And I remember getting to a certain stage, and I'm thinking, but it's a memoir, so it's my life. So it's not like I'm trying to look for a plot.
Right.
The memoir is about my life, so I'm just putting it in words.
Is it chronological order, or is it just from that, just whatever was on
from
your mind?
when I was born? Obviously, it had to be trimmed down because I've lived nearly 60 years on the planet, and the book would have been
a director's cut of the book.
I just think so. Yeah, Nick said, "Look, you can get a book. The book. He's seen the size of his fucking book. It's like fat fucking book, and he had to trim that down. And that's the thing. You can't. It was a lot of stuff. But it was best for me to give him everything, and then he would go, look, we're going to take that out. We'll put that in because it needs to flow. And obviously, some of the things have been quite. I mean, it's been quite an unusual. I've lived through very many unusual. I never had an unusual background. I've been brought up in. I had amazing parents. I mean, I loved my mum and dad and my brothers and sisters, and I was very, very lucky. I was blessed that I became a Harrington, but I've had an unusual, challenging childhood when was growing up in the 70s in London, in Essex. There was a lot of racism and quite a lot. And then I got involved into mischief. And I enjoyed the mischief. I very much enjoyed being a football hooligan for a while.
Yeah, it looked like it's...
And I enjoyed raving. If I had a time machine, then I would beam myself back to 1991.
We're at London, 1991.
I've been at Ibiza.
Ibiza, 1991.
Yeah. Getting
in space.
It's Space Terrorist, yeah, that would have been good. They were the best times. So yeah, it's been an interesting time.
Netherlands has like a rave culture here.
I wouldn't know.
Well, back in the day, like they used to do like big festivals, like Tomorrowland and these big EDM techno festivals. I remember there was. Like,
I don't know.
Belgium.
Are they raving? Are they raving? Kids raving now so much?
I don't.
Isn't it all wellness parties?
Said that because
I go to a sauna in London. I go to a sauna called the Arc. It's an amazing sauna, and I go there for like breath work. Mm-hmm. And when I leave, they have a DJ comes in the sauna. They're banging tunes in the sauna. It's like,
swear.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Yo.
Yeah. It's called the Arc, and it's becoming a thing now. It's a big sauna. It's like 30, 40 people. Guy comes in, spin it with his decks.
Bro,
in the sauna.
I would be in there until I'm skin and bone.
But I think that's the generation. Your generation now. We were absolutely having it. We were having it. You lot are into this,
but we want to get into the health and wellness.
Yeah,
a little bit. We still want to have that. So that's awesome. And I think the next generation, they're just in the house on their phones. Maybe
I don't know. I think it's switching a little bit. Well, look at the what's that thing? Coachella.
I heard about it.
It's got very wellness. Bali. Everyone's in there tapping on training and running groups. Dubai, everyone's running. I think there seems to be
New York. They have like parties with non-alcoholic.
Yes.
At a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It looks sweet. Honestly, I would love to start some type of not business, but like some community similar to that with not exactly like a raving, but something party vibes, clean party.
Well, I think it's happening. I think the thing which I feel now is I've got a friend of mine, Ryan, and a friend of mine, Andy, that are training now. They're starting to, that I just think that there's a lot of people that are getting older that do not understand that you can change that age. I was stumbling a little bit. I was saying today, if you ever go to the gym, you're older, you got to fuck everything else. Do leg work, do squats, get your legs, because that makes you mobile. My dad's 90 in March, and he used to walk from.
That's impressive.
He used to walk from his house 2 hours down to the station and walk back and up the hill. He's always walked, always walked. So he's always moved. And I think when you get older, and I realised I could feel physically younger because I know I can swim 2 miles now if I have to. I can run 10 miles if I have to. Not that I would want to, but now I can. And the one area, if you're running, you're pounding your joints. You either want to run on a curved treadmill or run on the grass, but you need to do squats. If there's one exercise you had to do, I'll be doing squats. Do your squats.
And just like we've been hanging out for the last 2 days, we did a lot of walking. We traveled the city.
Yeah.
And now just seeing you say this is like, dang, I never once, and out of no disrespect.
Yeah.
I never once thought I was like,
take it easy, old man.
Easy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I have Paul, we got to take it easy. We can't walk everywhere. Like, there's steps right there. Maybe we should go.
60 you can still get, but I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there are guys here.
We probably walked like maybe 5-6 miles throughout the 2 days so far.
Yeah.
Not one like, oh, my knee or my ankle. I'm the one that's like, fucking
I do think there's a lot of people get to an age and they look at their parents, although my dad was an exception. He wasn't a normal parent, as in his health, he was very healthy. But I think that you look at your parent and go, okay, I've never seen my biological dad, and my non-biological dad was healthy and walked around a lot. But a lot of people look at their parents and go, that's okay, accept it. You're going to get a bit of a dad bod. Right. You're going to get a bit of a George on. It's normal. Your hair falls out.
Social media.
You grow, your hair's falling out your head. It's growing out your nose, growing out your ears. Is what it is. But with the access to food, the access to data, the access to quality gyms, the red light therapy,
Right.
the cold plunge, the hot plunge, the this, the that, you can definitely reverse time. And look, I said my Whoop data is telling me I'm 48, so it's come down. I've seen
Easy.
it, but it's lurking on the stats the training that I'm doing. But I do think that as you get older, just got to start. You can't just carry on, which I was doing, partying, drinking, sniffing, carrying on. Something's going to break, whether it be your heart, whether it be something will break where your brain, like even dementia, they reckon there's a lot to do with the plaque. On you get plaque in your brain. You get plaque. You get plaque in the arteries. So a lot of the training is blood flow. I had so many niggly injuries that were coming. They've all gone because my blood flow my blood flow is flowing. So the injuries I get. I had a problem with my arm. I had a problem with my back, but because my body's flowing, it heals better.
And that's literally so true, because my injury,
Yeah.
I barely could move.
Right.
And what she did to it, just do
Put some blood in there. Get some blood in there. Whenever you run, whenever you're doing run, I always say I do my work my hamstrings first before I go on a treadmill, on the curved treadmill, but just get the blood in there. But I just think as we get older, I've got friends of mine, a lot of them are okay, but quite a few of them are they've just accepted, okay, eating.
You could sit that person down.
Well, the first thing you do is stop eating at fucking 9 o'clock at night. I know it's just eating at 9 o'clock, you've got a belly load of food, your heart rate's going to be up. My resting heart rate's at 49. If I eat late, it's going to go up because my body's still working. So your recovery's thing. You won't sleep as well. If you're eating and drinking bottles of wine and ordering fucking pizza after being out in a bender,
Your body's working.
it's grafting. It's grafting. It's not doing anything apart from dealing with what it's got to deal with. You want it to be repairing. It should. I'll stop eating really ideally after 5 o'clock, but I'll eat as much. I'll have a big healthy breakfast, big healthy lunch by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I'm winding up, but then saying that I'm going to bed at fucking 8 o'clock.
Yeah. They're really making me feel bad. I'm making you miss dinner.
No. Come on, I'm good. I just said that. Don't be a trap. I'll never be a trap.
I know. It's like, even when I did another episode, a guy was like, I'm so strict in my time.
No, Chief, don't be a trap.
Hey.
No. I've always said don't be a trap, because I will go out and occasionally do it. It's not a problem.
Right.
You don't be a trap. But my foundation is gone to the stage when I was a kid, and Mummy used to say, "Mum, tea's at 5." Because I had to be bed at 7. So I've gone back to that. If you're hungry, have some fruit.
So even your parents were...
My parents in those days, you'd go with 3 brothers, 3 sisters. So you'd go out, have your big breakfast. My mum used to make a big old breakfast. Like, I don't know how she did it, 7 kids. Then you have your breakfast. You'd have school dinners, which was pretty much slop. And then you come home, 5 o'clock, dinner, bed.
Wow.
And then I've kind of gone back to that role because what happens after, I eat at 7, 8 o'clock. Look.
We ate yesterday at, it was like 4:30. We had steak and everything.
Yeah, but I did actually have a little oat bar when I got back. But a lot of it is when you train hard, is to eat after. Sometimes I'll eat my main meal at 3 o'clock. So if I go to the gym and do a hard cardio session, then within that hour, I'll eat a lot of food, because your body will use that fuel then, and I'll eat as soon as I can. So I can't imagine going to bed with a full stomach. I just feel like I can feel it. But we've got used to it. Restaurants, most people book restaurants at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. If you're in Spain, you can eat at 10, 11 o'clock.
Oh,
for me, I'm like,
this is like 1 a.m.
bottles of wine.
Yeah. Argentina, I was say the other day about Argentina, like they do that kind of stuff too. Coffees at like 1 a.m., dinners.
Yeah. Your body needs to be running on. It shouldn't be having any food in it at night. It doesn't. I noticed that, and that's because again, it's the data's going. Paul, your heart rate's up again. Why is that? Well, because you ate late. So all this stuff.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty to.
You're 30 years old.
Yeah, all the time.
I'm talking about the guys that are getting older.
Okay.
The older guys now, like I said, I've got my pal Ryan now training. He's on that thing, and the one thing that was missing was his diet, because he was training. I said, no, it's the diet.
You can't out-train a bad diet.
No, you can't. You can have a good go, but it doesn't work. I think you get a pass when you're young because your metabolism works quicker, but you have to change the ingredients as you get older and take out the poison. Poison being, too much alcohol, too much sugar, exactly.
Sugars,
yeah. Although I do like my honey. I do have to have honey. I can't.
That's like a, why am I blanking? Like an organic sugar though.
Yeah.
A sweetener, organic.
Yeah.
What they call like a sugarlose.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been, it's because I've just become more, kind of addicted to it now. Kind of addicted to the thing, but it's a weird thing saying addiction to it because I'm in control. Like I haven't got a Klingon on the ship.
Leveled up. So what was that?
But I can't not do it. If I don't do it, and I've got a few friends. I said I was talking about Ryan. If he's out for a few days, train. It's like he doesn't like it because he's training. I've got a friend of mine, Andy's doing now. He's training. Now he's now had a bit of a belly on him. Now he's going, I'm down to 10 stone. He's got a chest. He's trying to get his 6-pack, and he's 55.
Wow.
So I think there are people out there that don't realise you still got skin in the game. You just got. I showed you the video of that woman. She's 74.
Oh my God.
74, and she's still at it,
dude.
Mate, she looked all right. To be fair,
74.
74. She still looked. I have to say, she looked quite tidy.
Hey, 74.
She looked tidy.
She did, man.
74 because she kept on. She's changed her diet. She's training. Oh, you can crack on, get on the booze. And I've been a bad boy. I've done all the badness, but I do think that I do feel. I got a 16-year-old son, and I think I can still knock around. He's starting to come to the gym now. I can train with him. His mates that want to start doing a bit of training. I can still do stuff which is enjoyable, and I enjoy I can move around.
A lot too. And I think about that too. I don't have any kids yet, but when I do, that's kind of why I want to have kids. Like I want to start getting some kids going. Because a lot of successful people I've been talking to, they always say, I wish I would have
delayed the kids. Yeah.
I wish I would have did it earlier because I'm more useful, more energized, and just can do those experiences with my kid and not be tired or whatever.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I would say the same thing, but I had my kid when I was 42.
That's a little bit older than what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had my son late, very late, but I'm not like a regular 6-year-old.
Different.
So I can still. If anything, I'm sort of trying to drag my son out, and he's like that. But I'm still quite energetic. I'm not saying I'm going to be like, I'm not saying I'm going to live any longer. But I'm just enjoying stuff. I enjoy cycling. I enjoy running. I enjoy stuff. I enjoy being outside. My 50th, I did in Ibiza with my pal Roger and Darren, and we rented out a place called Pikes in Ibiza, and
your 50th?
Yeah, 50th, man. We had people flying all over. I can tell you now, it was the messiest drug-fueled carnage weekend. People were enjoying themselves. It was pills, coke, fucking.
That was only 8 years ago. That wasn't too long ago.
It was messy. I took weeks to recover. I remember sitting down with my pal Daryl. We're just getting up to chaos. My 60th, I probably won't celebrate. If I do, our ideal 60th would be, and maybe this happens when you get older, we'll be go for a hike in Switzerland, or cycle somewhere in Switzerland in the summer with just me. Maybe just me. I've got to be careful because there is an addiction where being by yourself, you can get a bit too addicted to that as well. Yeah. But I quite like the idea of just being in there. I love beautiful views. A friend of mine just come back from South Africa. I mentioned Steve Cumberland. Those are views. Go somewhere which is just, you just viewing stuff. And just, that's it, man. And waking up the next day, that was a nice day. Maybe take an edible. Maybe just take a nice edible, strong edible, where I can just be a little bit stoned and I can just walk around, play some beautiful tunes, or not. I just listen to the trees and the leaves and the birds. Man, that sounds like a real good 60th. Unlike my fucking 50th, which was, and look, we had fun, but you know, my 40th was pretty significant, and that's when I first started doing a shovel. And my 50th, 10 years on, was lots of shovel.
Yeah. What about 30?
30 was good because I'd come out of the E scene because I was raving in my 30s. In my 20s to my 30s, that was the beginning of London house scene, the rave scene. So I was raving, really taking. I was doing lots of ecstasy then, which is
in your 30s?
In my 30s, a lot. Okay. But I was in a team called the E team, so we're doing ecstasy. But then that's it's a drug which was more a love drug. It's not addictive. The scene was addictive, but I realised, right, Paul, get your act together now, you're 30. And that's when I started grafting and working in property and built up this empire. And then I got to 40, had a midlife crisis and started doing shovel. And then, obviously, when I got to 55, it all kind of crumbled.
And then you built it all back up. I like the little slogan on the Breaking Bread. It's like, what is it? Built it up, lost it all, built it.
Building it. I wouldn't say I've built it. I'm laying bricks. I'm laying bricks. You know, I'm not built it, and in any stage of that. But I'm not. You know, I've been putting fires out for the last 7 years. I've been caught. I've lost millions, but I've been going to court with lawyers, divorce. My son's mother, this geezer that started all the problem, but court. And it was just carnage. Now I'm still dealing with that stuff, which is still going on, but I'm still laying bricks. I'm still doing other things and laying other bricks, healthier bricks. And that's down for me. That's all down to training and doing that and doing that thing when I don't want to do it. You do it anyway. You mentioned you can connect that with business, and I think it's rightly so. I can deal with things knowing that I can step up and go to the gym and do that thing. And I often hear people talk about discipline. And I think it's actually, you know, you just get up and have this absolute, don't just wake up one day and you have discipline. There are processes of getting there. One of them is motivation. What's motivating you? A lot of it is vanity, because you want to be able to look, you've lost your George now, you're looking good, fucking hell, you can do that, okay, then that helps. And then over that time, the discipline becomes in, and you can feed it in with happiness or darkness, but you just don't wake up and go, everyone's going, you just need discipline. No, that you don't.
Everybody can.
No, you can't.
Like for me, I have strong will.
Yeah.
Like it's not discipline, because I feel like discipline, you build up that over time, getting the reps in.
Yes.
It's almost like habit forming is what it is.
Yeah.
But the discipline it gets, and I'm not going to say any names, but I witnessed low discipline and low, I just said the word, like not self-motivation, but like strong will. I know people that like they have ideas, they want to do these things, but they don't have the strong will to do it, or they can't create the discipline and the habits to get it.
Do you think by them training, so if they were in training and they went through that thing of, you think that would help? You mentioned it before. Do you think that would help?
I do think it would help, because that's like one thing where like you go and train. It's kind of like the cold plunge. Like,
yes, I like that. Yeah, yes.
But if you can overcome that.
Yes, that's a really good way to put it, yeah.
I can't articulate that feeling, but now you stack that up 7 days in a row.
Yes.
Then honestly,
then you give your brain no choice, because you're saying, if you can do that, you can do that.
Exactly. And back to the training thing, it's like, if I can go to the gym and put my body and my mind under some discomfort and some distress and continue on with my day, the little bullshit that happens in the day does not even affect me.
No.
That's like when you guys see me and it's like all these little things pop up and it's just like, bro, because I've already been through so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of, I can't really articulate it, but you just build like mental calluses.
Yes.
Mental calluses.
Yes.
The little shit that people, it's like, dude, that's not you're going through, that's not even a problem. Try go running in the treadmill with VO2 mask on for 30 minutes.
I think it's something that just, you start off, I would say you just start off very small. So you'd start off by going, okay, let's just go for a walk.
Just go for it.
Go for a walk. Don't go too mad, just go for a walk. Just try and do maybe 3 walks a week or 4 walks a week. Maybe leave your phone at home.
So if you know anybody that would be interested or that would be a good guest for the podcast show, please get us in contact, put us together, or just relay them my information. I would love to sit down and talk to them. And with that, I will continue to do my best to improve my podcasting skills and my interviewing skills to one day bring on bigger guests that you would love to see me collab with.
Yeah, I think it's for flow. We flow.
Podcast is
flow.
The flow.
Yeah.
Organic.
Yeah,
The
totally.
moment I start trying to do some
Direction. Yeah.
I'm gonna lose interest.
Yeah.
It's gonna become.
Let's fire it up. Let's fire it
It's
up.
already fired up. This is
Okay,
it.
cool.
It's gonna lose work. It's
Yeah.
gonna be. It's not it, bro.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Try to like.
You can't structure it. Yeah.
I just. Just how I am.
Yeah.
Lose interest.
Well, it depends what sort who your guest is as well. Sometimes you have to go. Let's go here. Let's go there.
True.
And when you got 2 fucking rabbits
it's
like
my
me,
show.
when you got people like me and you, Rabbit and I, we're sweet.
Right, but it's my show. If
Yeah.
there, I'm gonna just take him off the path.
Yeah.
And get him back to where I want. Because in the end, like me and Say were messing around the other day when we were like recording ourselves. It's like, why are we being like awkward recording ourselves? Like when we're recording
It takes a little while though, doesn't
we
it?
own the footage. Like,
Yeah.
If we don't like it, we don't have to put it out there.
Yeah.
Might as well just
Yeah.
be.
It is a mind adjustment.
It is.
It's a
I would
mind
even
adjustment.
argue that it's like a skill set.
I've realised now, obviously, because I've forced myself into such
And
uncomfortableness.
watching you where you started to see where you are now.
Because
it's a skill set that you've been building.
What happens when you're young? You get forced into doing uncomfortable things. So as a child, you have to go to school.
Please,
You
God.
have to go swimming. You have to go to the chess club. You don't want to do it. And I don't want to do it. But you get made because your parents tell you what to do. You've got no choice. It's constant. First day, remember secondary school, it's like a nightmare. And your parents are even worried that you've got to go, leave their little kid, go to the school. And if they don't know anyone in Petroid, you don't want to go. But you be put in uncomfortable situations. What happens when you get older? You don't have to be put in uncomfortable situations.
Exactly.
So therefore you stop
doing.
Well, first thing you do when you leave home, you start eating shit food because you don't have to eat your apples and bananas, and you eat, and you just start doing stuff. But when you get older and older and older, when you're older, at my age, you get so set in your ways that you don't do anything uncomfortable. For me to be sitting here talking to you I had to do my own podcast. I had to do this stuff which I'm thinking I'm nervous. I've done a few best man speeches and it's the most horrific stress to go in there. I've now got to speak in front of all these people I don't want to do. And it is absolutely the most stressful thing ever. So doing a podcast, the first one, it's like, my first one, Richard, I start, hello, Richard, I don't know what, it took a little while to go, hello, I'm talking to Richard, but I've done it, and now I've got that in my locker that I've done it, and the same thing of doing things uncomfortable, and I think it's related to even you got people like might be overweight, don't want to go to the gym. I go to the gym, I'm a bit overweight. Do you know what? Then when one place is welcoming anyone if I see someone in the gym who's overweight and I look and think respect more to that person to go in it. They made that step. Stepping in the ring, boxing is it don't matter who you fight. If you've got someone who can't even fight, so they've done that thing. So it's uncomfortable situations are good for as good for people, and especially as you get older, because when you get older, people get set in their ways. They don't want to come out there and do the same thing. What I've had to do, or what I'm doing, because I wrote the book, and Nick said we got to do. I didn't have social media. I was a ghost a year ago. But in the last year, I've had to do social media. I've had to go out there. And I've found I've had to do more of these things which I would never do, but it's uncomfortable. Now I've done them. I'm here and speaking to you because of that. It's uncomfortable situations I've put myself in, which now I'm pleased I've done it. And I always look back, why wouldn't you do that when you're young? Because you didn't have to. You're older and you don't have to do it. My son still has to, not so much now because he just tells me to fuck. He would tell me to fuck off, but he just looks at me, Dad, I don't think we're going to do that today. But still, he has to go to certain things, university, colleges, and certain things he doesn't want to do, or
first dates,
stuff like that. It's all that stuff. But I think as you get older, I think it's a really good thing to still test yourself and still do these things, because it just keeps you alive. I think in some ways it's so easy to slide into don't do this, I don't do that, I don't speak to, I don't drink, I don't do that, I don't do, you don't, I don't. It's fair enough. Some of them are good, but, you know, the first podcast, I know you dragged your wife into doing the first podcast. You know, you said, right, we're doing it. She didn't want to do it. I mean, you did drag her in and go, we're doing it anyway. But you did it. You did it again, you did it again, did it again.
Even though it's not her thing, she didn't want to do it. And I would argue to say, like, we both got some benefit, growth, from just doing something that we both did not want to do.
Uncomfortable situations.
Yes, and doing that and I won't even take credit for it. I don't even need the credit. But I truly believe, I didn't even force her to do it. She's loves me enough to like be with me. Help me. But like the fact that I got her to do that, be uncomfortable, I guarantee since that podcast, if there's been a situation come up,
She can handle it.
Handled it perfectly fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think
Uncomfortableness thing is, I think, in many ways, whether it comes to training and it comes to life, I think can be beneficial because you're doing something but your brain doesn't want to do it. It just wants to eat cake, and mine want to eat cake and do coke and drink alcohol and fucking strippers and fucking madness. It wants to just party. Uncomfortableness.
Now, I'm actually going to take that uncomfortableness and just package that into like my, like whenever I come across something that either I'm like anxiety about or I'm not sure if I can complete it, I'm just going to package that up, uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
And just like.
Just easy. Yeah.
Tell myself that like, you know what, this is going to be good for you, whether like it works out or it doesn't work out.
You get that more where you find there's two areas, and that is the assault bike. When you're in that assault bike and you get to the stage, because the first 5 minutes it gets uncomfortable, and then it's easy to go, I'm going to stop now. So you just push your way through. The curved treadmill, when you're on that thing, you're in your heart rate's on zone 5, is a similar thing. And then obviously, like I said, the first one I did with the podcast with Sam Delaney, I had a wall. I was so nervous. I had a wall of yellow stickers because it was a video one. So I've got a wall of yellow stickers on the backboard, like a wall of like
behind the camera.
Because he's going to ask. Yeah, couldn't see because I'm in there. So I've got a wall of stickers, and I'm like, you got to remember that. And I'm literally flipping bricking it, right? I'm thinking, man, I don't care. You've got to do it. You're going to do it anyway. And my little flipping demon brain's going, yeah, but we can't. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You do not have to do it. I don't care. We're doing it anyway. And obviously he was a great host, and I went through it. Pleased I did it. And then from there on, obviously, then I started doing. Then I did my first one with Richard. I said the first podcast I did with Richard, my pal, and he had to go out and drink a load of flipping shots to get going.
Really?
And the beginning of it, you see the beginning, I go, hello, I couldn't speak.
I thought it was a great conversation.
But he started to. People forget about the beginning, but the beginning is a bit stumbly.
Yeah.
But then it goes into flow. So I just think it's as something when you get. You guys are young. You guys, I see you when you're out and you're in the shops and you're around in Amsterdam, you're talking to the guys, and that it's just you got that thing. When you get older and older and older, I think it just becomes, people get more in their little world. This is our little pack, and they don't
want to fight back against that as much as possible.
Well, I think you're already on that train going in that direction.
I think about that sometimes, like the game that we're in, like this media content. It's like, is it a young man's game?
I don't know. I really
Will
don't
it
know.
be a point? You see me walk around my camera and doing shots. Can I do that at 59 and not be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Well, I think you would probably be in a different place then. That you would have people probably doing, it would be a different.
I see what you're saying.
You probably a fucking robot would be doing it by that time. Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny, go take for a photo.
I'm serious. There will be a robot. Just go do, and they won't need all this. It'll just be press that button in a room and it'll be ting. Everything will be just perfect. You'll be in Miami or Barbados. It'll just be in a room of like a holodeck. Going back to Star Trek again. You just be in a holodeck.
All right, guys, we just in our holodeck.
But I'm sure you'll still be.
I will. I just will and I really don't care what people think. I'm just saying, will I feel like, dude, I'm like a basketball player, like an athlete.
Yeah.
Even soccer or football, for your example, it's like, all right, bro, it's time. It's your
time to hang up.
It's time to hang it up, man.
Yeah, but then it depends what you replace it with. See, this is the thing when I talk about Bradley Wiggins, who did all the cycling and then stopped. And I'm not so. I'm pretty sure, but I'm sure that you got a stage where I'm like, okay, that's gone now, and then it's like, fucking hell, let's get on it. I think, you know, sadly we had a boxer, Ricky Hatton, who had problems. He was a boxer and he went through depression, and you know, and I don't want to talk in depth of it, but he had problems with alcohol and drugs, and I think a lot of people do. They get lost after after something of replacing something that they need that. They need to replace it with something. So as long as you've got something which is keeping you fed, I don't know, I think everyone's individual. I don't know you'd have the same problem I had, because I don't think you've got that addictive gene, but I'm sure that you will be still, I mean, I've seen you bouncing around, you still be doing that. You look at where you originally come from, your town? Michigan. Michigan. Where did you, in
Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Right. So if you go back there, I'm sure you'll look at guys and people that are still doing the same thing.
Oh my God. After this experience now, bro, I'm like scared to go back.
Scared, the fear.
Like,
right.
Dude.
Because what have they done?
What are you guys, this is not living life.
Why did you do what you did? Probably because you had a bit of madness that went in your life. Mm-hmm. And that sort of made you think, okay, I remember you mentioned you were in jail for a bit, probably as a moment and going, what the fuck? And then you said, right, I'm going to step up, and you started doing things which you thought, I'm not comfortable with doing that. Well, you got to get a Michigan now, you got to go here, we'll do that. No, I don't want to do it, but you're going to do it anyway, because you were there, because you were in that dark place, that darkness, as I said, the dark Sith energy is like, okay, I'm not going there again, I'm getting out of here, can we go? Let's do some uncomfortable shit so I can get to this place where it doesn't become uncomfortable anymore. And now I'm moving on.
And I haven't been out to Europe, but now like just being here.
Yeah, you jump in the fucking plane, bang, that's it.
I think it's going to unlock a new level for like personal growth and like just for what we have going on.
How would that dude in the jail, young Noah who's banged up in that thing, would imagine how he's feeling now?
Oh.
He'd go, fucking hell. Let's go.
Yeah.
But it's taken a lot of stuff, of being uncomfortable, making things happen and doing these things which aren't easy. It's not so much aren't easy, you just are overriding the fucking auto cruise. Right. It's like, no, I'm in control. Yeah, but we don't want to do it. Take it easy.
It's not hard. I'm not Elon Musk trying to build rocket ships and go to Mars. That's hard.
Yes.
Just getting started, overcoming uncomfortable things.
Just eat those frogs and get on with it. I don't want to do it. You're going to do it anyway. You're overriding. The brain's saying, no. Just want to sit down and chill out and party and let's party. And all right, all your mates are going to do this party. I'm not going to go because you know there's going to be madness going on this. You have to avoid that because you're on a different train going on a different journey. And some of the things you're doing, it's like you said, your first podcast, was started and you had to go. They said, get on a plane coming here. It's active now. You've activated that. That pathway now has become real. It's become something which is just natural, easy for. But you had to make the pathway by making those steps first. Once you made those steps and you made the pathway.
You saying that's crazy because I was showing we have maybe 5 or 6 people reaching out to be on the podcast, but they all live in different states: Boston, Arizona, Nevada. I'm like, I only want to do it in person now. So maybe you just said it's unlock.
Yes. Because you've unlocked that well. Like a game. Life's a bit like a game. You go into different levels. You've broken the game. Now you go into a different game code. But you can also be careful with the game, because I was going up in the game well, and then I fucking went back and I slid all the way down again. So you go and you're breaking a different. Do you get to that level? Okay, you get this now. Okay, you're in there now. Now I was like, right, you wrote a book. Okay, now. You can do podcast. Now your brain's going, there is no excuse because you can do it. Before, brain can say, we haven't done that before, or you're not going to be good. What if you get stumbled? You're not going to be able to speak very well. It's going to be stress. It's going to all these things. But once you've done it, then you've unlocked a new power. It's a new power. So you carry on. If you look at, people that are doing stuff, it's unlocking those powers. And I suppose when you go in a game and in sports where it becomes cricket, golf, tennis, whatever, you've taken that level of power all the way up and then suddenly it gets cut off, then it's like, what the fuck am I going to do? That's why I think people have that reaction when they have problems. A lot of people have problems after. I mean, Mike Tyson had problems. Tiger Woods had problems, didn't he? A lot of athletes, when they stop, and it's like, what the fuck? A lot of footballers end up footballers end up just, you see the state of them afterwards after they've been training, and suddenly that's gone. It's quite a hard thing to.
Hearing you say that, actually, that's kind of when my downfall started. Is when I stopped playing hockey.
Hockey.
It's when I stopped playing.
Stop playing. Stop that discipline, that routine, and it's like, and then it's like, oh fuck, I've got to live a little bit now. I mean, I did that at my midlife crisis, but I think just unlocking those levels, as you said. Now I can sit here comfortably talking to you. If this was the first one I wouldn't be able to do it. But I've unlocked that level. My brain's going, oh, a bit, well, you fuck off, Paul. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Before, it'd be like, oh, I've got to be careful. I've got to remember this. I've got to remember that. Oh, now I've unlocked the game. It's like, I don't give a fuck. People might listen to it and think you're a fucking knob. People might listen and go, actually, it's all right, fella. I don't give a fuck. That's another thing. Learn not to give a fuck. Because if you give a fuck, what are people going to say? People, what if my friend, who cares? You might be shit, you might be good, but you know what, you've done it. You know, people, why do you care? Caring is the thing that's going to stop you from doing it. You're going to care what people, in 150 years' time, because you might live to 150, no one's going to give a fuck.
No one is going to.
Right.
No one's even going to remember. Like,
no.
If you're at the gym, I tell you, I can't even remember what, like, even some situations where people say things like, oh, you remember, like, bro, I'm sorry, but, like,
no,
I don't even remember that, because that's just such a minuscule detail in my life where we're trying to head.
And absorbing life and different things, bowling around in different places. Like I said, I'd love to do South Africa, but just doing stuff and absorbing different places. You know, walking around Amsterdam, first time you've been to Amsterdam.
I didn't realize how important it was until doing it. And I hear, like, all these successful business people, like, they go to these different countries and they get an understanding of, like, the consumer
culture, the thing,
culture and the market, and watching how people, like,
culture, the
buy
Dutch
products, and
the
service here is so terrible that I could start my own concierge.
What, are you saying Holland? Holland's not?
Yes.
What, terrible? It's good. I love it.
We were at the shoe store for like 40 minutes waiting for one.
No, that was one store. So I'm going to bet that was one store. Okay. But the other store, everywhere else has been very friendly. And I'll tell you one thing I noticed when I went to Holland is how friendly they were normally when you go to a country and you go through customs, they look at you like, what the fuck you come to our country for? You fucking, like, America's terrible. You go home like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, oh, come here because I'm just going on holiday. Why are you going on holiday? Because I like your country. Let me just check your shit. Why did you go there? It's horrible.
I see what you're saying.
Well, you come to Holland, I'm having a chat with a fella. You go, we went to coffee shop. Everyone's friendly.
I'm not saying they're not friendly. I'm just saying, like, from a business mindset, the importance of going to different cultures, experiencing things, you get ideas.
Yeah, like the Thais are a certain way, the Dutch are a certain way, the Spanish are a certain way.
Yeah, and you see things, like, from the way my brain thinks, I see things like, I could apply some American stuff here. Oh, going back home, I can apply some Dutch there.
Yeah, and being American, I think, is even more, because being America, it's very easy to just be in America because there's so much shit in America to do. So why a lot of Americans don't need a passport, because you just go so much shit. You've got everything in America. So I think it's even more valuable for actually coming out of America and experiencing, you know, Europe and countries and different countries.
The next level, Paul. I'm about to go crazy.
Exactly, unlocking it.
I'm about to just.
And it's fucking cool. You go back now and say, I've been to Amsterdam, South Africa, I don't know, Israel, Spain, Germany, wherever.
Wherever, bro. It's amazing. Well, again, man, thanks for, even you too, thanks for being willing to fly from London.
I was looking forward to coming somewhere and coming out here, and it's like doing some healthy sit and not drinking, not smoking, just coming out here and then doing something like who's got a good energy. Obviously, we trained today, which was great, and bowling around. I'm not getting on fucking bikes later on. Fuck that shit. It's fucking, it's not doing that.
I don't want to get anybody put in like danger, but like my true audience knows, bro. I'll fucking rip. It could be completely raining, pitch black outside. I don't give a fuck. Good luck. That sounds like
that's like a you evening. Yeah, enjoy.
Definitely. But yeah, bro, thanks for taking the time.
Always, man. Always.
Great conversations on and off camera.
Always, man. Always. We're going to be crushing it, so we'll keep going, man. Keep going. Peace.
Hey, go follow Paul Harrington on social media. The Paul Harrington Show podcast. Paul Harrington
Show, yeah.
YouTube podcast, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram. go follow Paul Harrington because who knows where it's going to be in the next 10, 15 years.
We'll see, won't we?
We will.
I'm going to be older, that's for sure.
I mean, shit. 48, your whoop is 48. Anyways. Thanks guys
Peace.
for watching.
Peace.
To the bit.
To the bit.
To the bit.